Hey, it's Faye. Who the hell else would it be? And I wasn't going to. I really wasn't going to, but I've been working my butt off today, so and it's a little warm out, so I'm a little huffy puffy. Let me flip you around. Here is, and it looks a mess because this is pine, and I chose pine to begin my adventures with routing, trim, and wainscoting because it's no lie, it's cheap. It's dirt cheap, and figured I'd start on the dining room because all the trim in there is painted, and I'm leaving it painted and gonna revisit that maybe next year. So all this had to be, didn't need to be stain grade. It just needed to take the shape, and it's gonna get painted. And as you can see, here's where I had to do it. I did it in 2 halves for the chair rail. The cross pieces are like this piece here, but with this double edge on both sides. So that is the wood. And you walk into, oh good golly, we'll walk into the dining room here, we'll find a piece of wall. And so this piece of the Anaglypta, I had just put some stain on. It's not in here. It's going to be painted the same fired earth as the trim. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be taller than this. This was, I had cut out a bunch of samples just to see. I was totally intrigued when I found that this stuff would actually take stain. But it's going to look wonderful in here. I'm going to finish this room out first. And I had, and it's hard to imagine with over 5,000 square foot and stuff piled everywhere, I misplaced temporarily the stain that I've got that matches all the original woodwork in the house. But I wanted to see how a lighter stain would go, and here we go. It took it really, and this was just lightly brushing it on with a fine bristle brush. It really took it beautifully, and from what I understand, I need to find that darker stain. From what I understand, if you apply it with a little heavier hand, it'll settle into the embossed patterns on the Anaglypta and really pull that out and make it look 3D. My hope is that as dark as the hardwoods are in my house, which I actually really love, and in a cutesy gingerbready Victorian, maybe not so much, but in the Gothic George Barber Victorian, it's really perfect. So I'm gonna use the same pattern throughout the house, at least on the main floor. The difference is this is going to be done, I've got to see what I can get my hands on, either maple or mahogany, and it's going to be stained like this as well as this. So it's really going to appear with the cross pieces down as if it's raised carved panels. I'm really excited about it. Thank you, Amy. That was just golden information. Today, like I said, I wasn't going to kill myself today, but look at this. Not that it's safe to stand on, but all the rotten termite infested wood that the idiot put up here, I got rid of it. Now my more expensive, I got some hardwood planking that's brand new. I put that in the front parlor with my post. Those are for special things. I've got some new lumber there, as well as some lumber that's less than 10 years old that was stashed around the house for whatever reason. Like I said, the last people that were here, they were doing stuff, and I think that sadly enough, I'm sure the divorce had a lot to do with it, and they just kind of gave up on the place. But so that is, out of all the stuff that was covering all these porches, the only usable stuff, that's what it boils down to. That pile right there, the stuff up on top, As you can see, I've got a bunch of it the ceiling missing here as well as on the other side, and that material, the tongue and groove there, matches that. So I've got plenty enough of it to cut down to size to scab back in the missing pieces and be able to paint and doll this up. I am, however, now this, I want to check the wiring. I'm sure it's okay, but I'm going to check it anyways. But I want to check the wiring on that light before I close that up. These floodlights, they're going bye-bye. They're energy suckers, and I really don't like them. The whole house, I've got lights. I've got some really high-powered, again, in boxes stored away, solar spotlights to go around the brick walkways and flower beds, which of course none of which exist at the moment. So the whole house, with all the beautiful angles and the tower and everything, so the whole house will be backlit, and it's going to look just gorgeous. Got to check the wiring on this guy here and move that down there, because there is no light, which is so dang weird. There's no light near the front door. We're going to fix that. I'm probably going to move it, instead of right in front of the door, closer to the centering on the stairs, put something really nice, and then I can probably use the wire to that, like there, to scab over. I've got a beautiful really ornate iron outdoor chandelier that's going to go over in this corner. It's hard to see. These porches are immense. They're really deep. And I've got a beautiful cast bronze dining set with a glass top that is going to go here. It's going to be a wonderful place. There's always such a nice breeze through here. But so yeah, I've been a little bit busier today than I thought I would. This, I think I probably pointed it out once before, and I'll pop up a picture. It's funny, nobody alive has seen this house with all of its original trim. This, believe it or not, is actually original to the house. And here's the trippy part about it is you'll never guess where this goes. This house is a combination. It was a modified number 4, and they wanted a larger home. And so they came from Tennessee, oddly enough, where George F. Barber happens to be. And people with money trucked together, and they got him to revise and modify. They loved the number 4 design so much, they wanted a much larger house. So rather than a 1.5 story, they wanted 3 stories of house, 2 big floors and a walk-up attic. And so that center right there and everything on the original number 4, bringing that down to 1.5 stories instead of the 3 stories we see right here, that was a balcony. And so you can kind of see, I've got to replace it. See that rotten part there? That, even though they didn't put the balcony on, they did put that balcony railing. And so that's where that railing goes. So I'm really lucky to have it. For all the things this poor house is missing, it's got so much of the coolest stuff. I actually have the little pieces right there they're missing. They're on the corner of the porch. This corner here, kind of screwed up. I'm just not a very good man. I finally managed to get the scaffolding up. Problem is I need to get it up to where I can plank it all the way to the top in order to reach that corner, because what goes on that corner is really beautiful, and it's seen on the other side of the house too, is this right here. Oops, horsefly spray, don't need that. It has this beautiful design that goes down the corner, and then that drops down on the edge. It's really and these are going to go with the Nor, the soft black, and highlighted in the old gold. It's going to be fantastic. Anyways, I think I'm rambling. I'm over hot. I'm overtired. I think I'm done as far as outside slavery for the day. We'll see how far I get. My goodness, dragonflies everywhere. But that's the haps this Sunday at Macon Manor. Toodles.